and welcome to Destiny, the open door in our spiritual life teachings. This is Tammy Dennis speaking, and I am your host for today. This is a journey through spiritual teachings, day 5 of the countdown to August. On today, we will be going over what I feel is what is needed to express to you all the higher bodies of man and woman. And so on today, we will touch on the divine essence of the second ray band of light in the heavenly realm, which has the potential to illuminate the minds, bodies, souls, and spirits of each one on this blessed planet, through and by the heavenly host and ascended host of the light, who are tasked to assist us when we make our heartfelt calls to them to aid us in our evolvement of the many aspects of life that we find ourselves in. Our beloved Master Chohan, responsible for the actions of the second ray, is beloved Lanto, who assists the brotherhood of the golden robes that are expressed in our spiritual teachings. This band of light, which is yellow in color, emits the God qualities of illumination, wisdom, and education to our planet, as the company of heaven shines forth these wondrous working powers to flood the earth with intelligence, information, communication, and a lot of vibrant instruction, perception, and knowledge. Each one of God's children are ever working towards perfection of the mind, heart, and soul of their own individual body temple. We each have a duty of life and light to ever widen and increase our resolve to know and allow all education to penetrate to our being and world, for the blessings of light to manifest into our reality as we go forth in kind to assist all of life and humanity on planet Earth. Our spiritual light of the hour will be centered on the causal body of man and woman. We each have 7 divine bodies within our body temple, and the 3 higher bodies are the causal body, the Holy Christ Self, and the electronic body, which is the I Am Presence. And they are above us, extending up to heaven, to God's glory, right? And the 4 lower bodies that we are working on while on earth is the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, and the spiritual etheric body. and I will be discussing the causal body, in which the first activity of the planetary silent watcher is to expand her 7 bands of color of the causal body of the planetary silent watcher, into which the great guardian spirits, the great cosmic angels and divas came, creating the 7 heavenly realms of consciousness for the evolutions that were to occupy the planet. We must remember the old proverb, as above, so below. As we are working towards perfection on the earth plane, we are also storing up and distributing our light daily. Tons of energy is being woven into a workable form as we increase our light to the planet. This will help the 7 spheres, or the 7 rays within us. And also, well, I'll go back to that. The 7 rays within us are our energy centers, expanding out into the world and connecting to the 7 spheres that are in the heavenly realms, right? The 7 rays, I call them. And so within us, that is what is going on. And also, we must also imagine that which needs assistance and distribute that to that specific region that's needing the assistance. And I would, for an example, I'll give you what I used to do. I used to, when I seen on the television that somewhere around the globe, or even within our locale here in the United States, I would look at the television and see what area needed to be worked on, because they would showcase where they had tornadoes, they had hurricanes, they even had earthquakes in different regions, or flooding in different regions. And so what am I doing while I'm at home? I am actually tuning in to my great God presence within and allowing for presence to connect me to the heavenly realm, the heavenly body, the angelic realm, and able to actually go like an arrow to these different locales and imagine that it's being healed. Imagine that these beings of light, all of the heavens, are there and able to fix what needs to be fixed in that situation and resolve that which needs fixing. And so, yes, you can imagine, and in your imagination, just go like an arrow to those different locations that are needing assistance over in Africa, over in China and Japan, over in Germany and Europe, in the United States, Canada, down in the islands, in the Caribbeans, wherever needs to be held with your attention and your focus resting on that region. You are able to, in your own rooms, in your own prayer closets, go to those beautiful sites and just allow for your intentions to be sent there and focused there to allow for the healing of the planet to ensue. And so, yes, it matters greatly that you are the light that shines in the darkness. And in that way, you are fixing God's planet Earth. And so, yes, you are what's important. You may not believe that you are Superman or Superwoman, but guess what? God knows what you are, and He is counting on you to set the example in this lifetime to move throughout the earth, move throughout the entire world utilizing the tools that He has given all of you to work a mighty work on His behalf. So let us take a moment to offer up our prayers unto God and all of the heavens to learn, to foster, and to cultivate the life of Christ that our Lord so desires of us as we begin our audio programming. All right. Prayer invocation. In the name of the beloved mighty, I am presence, higher mental bodies of all mankind, all great beings, powers, and legions of light. Come in your visible, tangible, ascended master bodies. Raise your cosmic swords of blue flame of 1,000 suns from the great central sun that transcend every human concept. State these decrees with us. Hold them eternally sustained, ever expanding and world engulfing, and reign everywhere supreme with full power for all eternity. I invoke the great God presence I am in me. O God, thou central source of all activity, wisdom, and power, we demand the light of God rain down now on whoever is needing answers to questions that have gone on and on without the answers being told. Assist now those who are needing to make a decision in their lives and are tussling within about it. Assist now those who are nearing a verdict or sentence. Allow the fifth ray band of light who are ready to assist in the truth shine a light on the verdict or sentencing now to have a final conclusion of granting in favor of those individuals who have followed God's laws and found themselves in a corrupt system of injustice. Now, weigh down the final verdict, the final decree of allowing your light to shine on them. those of God's children looking to thee may find thy radiance enfolding and governing their minds, bodies, homes, and every activity of life. Every activity of life. Every activity of life. Allow us to always stay centered and focused on the region of the pineal gland, knowing that the attention focus there will cause to take place the balancing activity of all the centers, drawing and giving all power to the head center. From this center, the power of speech, which is but thought representation, that allows it to reflect back to the vocal center. As we are all contemplating on ourselves at this time, we must always be aware of the even, balanced, rhythmic breath as the inflow and outflow of God is being balanced inside of our being. Consciously remain in a state of grace as we demand the light of God rain down now, and that every heart that looks to thee may find itself enfolded in thy unconquerable radiance. Shed forth such power that nothing may touch the world of these individuals by thy perfect activity. For we recognize that out of the fullness of thy presence comes perfect manifestation, the visible presence of all things. And so it is decreed this day and always. Help us to go forward in your victorious accomplishment for the freedom of all life everywhere. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am. Yes. Let us take a moment to marinate on that. John 15:4 states, "Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me." Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. And our spiritual affirmation for today is, I am Christ's illumination, lighting the way to my ascension at the close of my embodiment. I am Christ Illumination, lighting the way to my ascension at the close of my embodiment. I am Christ Illumination, lighting the way to my ascension at the close of my embodiment. And the spiritual guidance enrichment is this: the causal body of the I Am. The passing of the spirit sparks as embryonic I Am presences through the 7 spheres has given them experience, education, and benefits. One, the most predominant of them, being the formation of their causal body. In this manner, you must know that you are the spirit sparks. Your Christ light is the I Am presence in every recalcitrant human being on this planet. That is the first point I want to make. And the second point is this: as you are experiencing life, educating yourself with life and its activities, and gaining the benefits of what life has to offer you, you are individually going through the 7 spheres to do so. These are the rays of light within our own being. They are called the energy centers, which is our chakras, and our world of form, which is connected to the heavenly bands of light in the etheric realm. This is the accumulated good, which they derive by going from one sphere to another, with each sphere attaching to them the color of its influence in their totality of 7 colors, forming their causal body. Since each sphere indicated its particular quality by color, by the time an I Am has passed through all the 7 spheres, an areola of 7 colors is formed, and it is shown around it. If in one of the spheres an I Am has shown a particular interest and affinity towards it, staying in there a much longer time and absorbing its qualities in proportion, the color of that sphere becomes more pronounced in its areola and is plainly distinguished from the others. This puts a particular emphasis on that I Am as belonging to that particular sphere ray. And the newborn spirit spark from the heart of God, the causal body, is pure white. For some reason, many of the individualized white fire beings and the I Am presences, using their freedom of will, never leave the first sphere. They are the holy innocents. They are the holy innocents whose aura is like white flame, and they embody the divine ideas of the universal, which they project downward, but themselves choosing not to know even the glory of the second realm. These individuals forfeit the right to become, in some future era, sun and Creator, preferring to live in holy innocence in that happy estate. The braver spirits venture forth from the first sphere and build the blue flame of faith into their causal body, some into the second sphere, and there they build the golden flame of wisdom into their causal bodies, learning to draw ideas into form, and they work within those great temples, perfecting the ideas that are catapulted from the mind and heart of God. Many remain there and never go further, and they are the divine brothers and sisters of the golden robe, who projects the thought forms into the third sphere. The more adventurous spirits go forth into the third sphere and learn the activity of the Holy Spirit and breathe into their thought forms light, and these thought forms become living entities. Many live within this pink sphere of blazing light and go no further, embodied representatives of the Holy Spirit, intelligences that people this sphere. Some go on further into the realm of the bridge builders, the realm of Serapis Bay, the fourth sphere, where they can be summoned then into form. Here they identify themselves with all the many various kinds of endeavors that serve mankind. Many remain within the sphere, the white sphere, and choosing embodied spirits project compositions to the people of earth, as well as beautiful prose and poetry, exquisite forms of architecture, sculpture, and paintings, and never choose to embody. They generate the directed beam from within that some incarnate soul below picks up because he is sensitized and enjoys the same type of service. The more adventurous still proceed into the fifth sphere, into the temple of the scientists and the inventors, and add the green band to their causal body, just as the advancing members of an army add the stripes and stars of accomplishment. Here they work with the inventors, doctors, and men of research. Many remain within this sphere, finding such happiness and joy that they go no further. The adventurous continue on to the sixth realm, where they join those who are interested in carrying the nature of God into the world of form. These beings are the power behind all missionaries, ministers, priests, rabbis, and metaphysical teachers. Many remain within this sphere and go on no further, and they add the ruby color to the causal body while they remain therein. Each pulsation decreases the number of adventurous and bold spirits. Some come into the seventh sphere of the Ascended Master, Saint Germain, and experiment with divine alchemy and the powers of the violet fire of mercy, compassion, and direct the angels of mercy into the world of form. These individuals overshadow men and women who work particularly with fallen and places of depravity. Many of these do not embody. Only those who have proceeded through the 7 spheres and have self-consciously created a causal body with 7 bands of colors within it can apply for embodiment on earth. Then, if they are accepted according to the band of color which is widest in their aura, they are drawn under the direction of one of the great Manus, to which the affinity of their color and ray will magnetize them, and they become a candidate for one of the 7 root races and its sub-races. And we'll talk about the 7 root races and sub-races in a different podcast. But I want to share who are the Manus. And a Manu is a perfected being, a being who has already developed the perfection of the Godhead, and who offers to a son of a system to be the guardian of a certain number of spirit sparks which will be drawn forth to embody upon a planet. Those who are guardian spirits pass through a similar period of experimentation in the 7 spheres of some other planet, star, or sun. Otherwise, there would not be within the life stream sufficient energy to warrant Earth itself, the Earth life itself. You will see then that even in the first people born on Earth, even the innocent souls have had tremendous training in inner levels. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading of the words that are coming from the beloved Jesus. The Ascended Masters write the Book of Life series 8, book 2, page 41. And so our prayer supplication for the hour is this. When we make ready our heartfelt calls to the ascended and heavenly host of the light, we must invoke the Christ presence, the great I am, that resides within each of us, to go into conditions, dissolving and purifying and releasing that which needs to be consumed through and by the violet consuming flame, which is the sacred fire, so that it can act for all who are working towards perfection. Please give your attention now to your beloved Christ presence as we together focus on our sacred heart flame and all the heavenly host of ascended masters who are being called throughout the universe on today. We send our pure intentions and feelings of love and thanksgiving to the source of all life, the supply of God of 1,000 suns, and the power of the threefold flame, acting on our behalf to go into those conditions of life and heal every man, woman, and child throughout our region and the rest of the world. We ask for forgiveness now, forgiving ourselves for all the mistakes that we have done on our journey and not loving ourselves completely to know who we truly are as human beings. In the name of my beloved Mighty I Am Presence and beloved Sanat Kumara, we demand the release and intensification of the sacred fire and cosmic Christ love, which you pour forth from the planet Venus to the earth. Come forth to fulfill our calls and stop the pressure of discord upon us. We demand the sacred fire, love, and victorious power from Venus come to the earth and expand and expand in such cosmic onrush that it forces evil back into its cause until it compels the purification and removal of that evil from the universe. Yes. Allow the love to pour forth now as we consciously and continuously recognize and demand the invincible power of the sacred fire and eternal love from Venus without limit to the earth, that all upon Venus may pour those activities of the sacred fire that have brought forth such mastery and perfection there. Concentrate on the use of this invincible cosmic power of the love of the sacred fire that never again will allow anything of imperfection to exist. This power is unlimited electronic force, consciously directed by love, by wisdom, and the purity which holds the balance everywhere. As we recite together this fiat now in your mind's eye, I demand the invincible power of the sacred fire and eternal love from Venus. Come forth, come forth, come forth now to the earth without limit, that all upon Venus may pour those activities of the sacred fire which have brought forth such mastery of perfection there, as the power of the sacred fire and the sacred love from Venus to this earth is bringing forth its perfection. Allow it to consume all hatred mankind has generated for eons of time. This action withdraws the energy from the hordes of evil and from their plans, because the power of the sacred fire is without any limit whatsoever. We thank the beings of light and all who govern the planetary body. Thank you for watching over us, observing us, and sending love to us. And in closing, the sacred ancient wisdom is all around each of us each day. When we are wise and able to stop, take in a breath of life and light, we are able to focus comfortably on the things of life that are truly beneficial to our life. I will now offer you from Dr. Joshua Stone's book on the Golden Keys to Ascension, Key 157, the Divine Template of the Elohim, which states, the next golden key was the calling forth to the Elohim councils to anchor the divine template of the Elohim into my four lower body system on a permanent basis. The divine template of the Elohim is a light grid of divine wisdom. And in the Golden Key 215, I wanted to share with you also, God helps those who help themselves. And it states, the next golden key is the saying that God helps those who helps themselves. Do not wait for the ascended masters to get your life together or control your mind, for it won't happen. My climb to ascension, realization, and leadership has been done basically through my own efforts and the wisdom to pray for what I needed at every step of the way. The Ascended Masters did not do it for me. I did it myself with their help. There is a big difference. If the Ascended Masters did it for us, then we all would never learn to become masters ourselves. So that is a great insight and message from Dr. Stone. And I love his his messages, his notes, his writings, because he went through and left the example for us in his books. He went through a lot, just like all of us are going through this walk of life, intimately adjusting to life and all of what life has to offer us. And sometimes we end up in some of the strangest of, situations that we find ourselves in. But God and all the beings of light are there. And if you would just extend your hand to God and all the great and mighty beings of light in the realms of light and truth, the company of heaven will shower you in kind. Those that are suffering at this current time with not being able to do certain things because they are limited, whether it be by sickness, illness, disease, whether it be by the facts of life that has us in a state of, complex or a state of flux where we are having to redo life's most challenging aspects on this planet right now. And what has been doused upon us, wherein we have to adjust to the changes of life. Reach out to the first ray, which deals with our beloved Serapis Bey is on the fourth fourth ray, but the first ray deals with Archangel Michael and the Blessed El Moria. And so El Moria's message to us all is, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Let your will be that will that drives you into the understanding of thyself, because you must take a dose of life on the first ray to allow for thy will to manifest into your reality, to be able to go through the spheres of life, which is all of these different rays, to learn a lesson. The first ray is of the blue ray. The second ray is the yellow ray. That's what we're talking and focusing on right now, is the second ray. The ray of wisdom, God's illumination, and God's education. And we are being educated each day of our lives as long as we wake up each day. We are learning something about life. And even though we may not in our finite minds understand or know what it is that life is trying to convey to us, we must take that torch. We must rise and shine, because that is our dominion over us, to be able to answer life's pertinent questions of the hour that lets us know thy will be done. And the brothers of the Golden Robe's message to us is always, educate thyself. Educate thyself in kind. Third ray is the pink ray. The pink ray represents love, love, adoration, and devotion to thyself and others on the planet, especially in the heavenly realms. The fourth way is the right way, the white ray of purity. Purify thyself in thee, and God will shine upon thee always. The sixth ray is ruby red and gold, offering to you a mixture of that, which is wisdom and also peace. And the resurrection, resurrecting thyself always, recovering thyself in kind. It's in a state of recovery. Your body. Why? Because sometimes we have to go through these periods of resurrecting ourselves and livening ourselves back into the fold, because we may have fallen. And so the seventh ray offers what? Freedom. Free ourselves from all of the cares of life that has decided to just put a foot in it. And so we must anchor ourselves in that resolve to allow for that foot to be adjusted and to go out of us, to allow for us the principles of the seventh ray of God's freedom, God's mercy, God's forgiveness, God's grace over us, to rest in that resolvement of thyself. And so those God qualities and God virtues are resting in the knowing that we are free. We have to be. And so we are liberating ourselves from all of this. And that is the seventh tier, which is the violet color ray. And Saint Germain is on that ray band of light, helping us in kind to adjust to the changes, because it is the transfiguration, it is the transmutation, it is transfiguration and transmutation of thyself. You're transfiguring into a state of total realization, self-realization of thyself and kind, to be able to know that the I am in you is there representing God and all life on this planet. And so I implore you to just continue on with me in these different series that I am doing each and every day. I may have to post late because I do work throughout the day, but I am also doing the the writing of my messages, and I am, they're like sermon notes. So I am researching, I am exploring different ways to come at you with the messages. And so the heavenly hosts are working with me in kind to bring forth these different messages. And so just as I have shed light on the causal body, which is representative of the energy centers, the chakra centers within us, those chakra centers have colors. And so all of these different chakras are aligning up to the heavens, because we're on those different bands of light. We come from those bands of light. And so you have to do your research, and I implore you to do your research in all of what is being offered here, to learn of thyself. And this what I am teaching is not the traditional Sunday school teachings. No. This is probably above a lot of people's heads, where they first time listening to me, this is maybe I'll say the postgraduate studies in college. Because it takes that one to complete the bachelor's degree, to go on to your master's degree, but also to excel into your graduate degree. And so these are between the bachelor's, master's, and the final, which is your postgraduate degree, doctorate level teachings. And so you might have been through theology where you may not have learned this, but I went to school for metaphysical science, and my degree was in not theology but divinity. And so you have to understand that what I am teaching you is the spiritual teachings of life. It's not the regular side of what the theologians probably learn. Yeah, they learn some different pieces of this, but not that going into deeper levels of the planetary body. And so all of this matters because we are of the planet, we are on the planet, and in its atmosphere is what I want you to stay focused on. I'm talking about the spheres. And so, yes, God offers us 7 spheres to research. God offers us 7 bodies of man, which I have already explained to you, which you are. You are of 7 bodies. And, all of this is lining up to you and what you have to stay centered and focused on. And I understand all of you have lives, you have children, you may, be going to school right now. And whatever it is about your life, just take a moment just to meditate on the things of life that you can start questioning about and asking God, the great God presence within. What is it about me that I can contribute to the planetary body? What can I do to contribute to Earth, Mother Earth? What can I do to contribute to my nation? What can I do to contribute to my community? What can I do to contribute to, my family and, friends? And you are going to be the one that knows, and your specialty, because you are special. And whatever it is about you that is special and unique, God is going to be using you because you're starting to understand that it's all about you. And what do you have to offer the planet and kind to make a beautiful essence of your light to shine? And so I implore you to just continue on listening to me, doing your research and studies of, the great God source of all life. And, when I was being reared in the church, my pastor would often talk about the God within you. And we never went further than that. But as I got to my adult stage, I wanted to know about the great God within me. What is the great God within me? I didn't know. So, and asking my higher soul self one night about this great being, I was on a mission to find out the God source within me, okay? And so the God source within you is the great I am. And that took probably a year to find out. But in the finding out, there was a lot of references back then that led to me finding out what my God presence was. And that is the great I am. And so go ahead and reference those different things. Find out, Jesus and Moses and all of them that were able to find out this great God being and talk to the great God being within, to allow for that to come out and shine the light of Christ. And Christ is within you. Christ is always there. And so you must understand how special you are. Why did I come to the planet? Well, you ask God presence, why did you come to the planet? And presence will answer you. Everything that you're doing right now and everything that you have led your life up to now has been an experience of life that you yourself have gone through. And you can continue on the journey and helping yourself as well as helping others to grow, learn, and be, and foster a life that will allow you to appreciate yourself a whole lot more. Because a lot of us has to forgive ourselves for the life that we led, which was so hard, so challenging. But now, we are coming into our own divine, unique selves. Our higher soul self is asking us to come into alignment now. And that alignment is adjusting and attuning to our frequencies to allow for us to eat certain foods of life that are healthy, We're moving away from the animal. That was a survival-based kind of mechanism, into this frequency whereby we're going to be doing things of life that are more healthier for us. I don't want to, go into a debate about food or whatever. I just want you to know that your frequencies are changing. And so with that change comes education. So you will be tasked to educate yourself on what is important for your body system. A lot of you have changed your diet. A lot of you don't know how to change, but ask your higher soul self, which is your Christ light, ask the mighty I am presence to provide you with the foods that are nutritional and healthy for you. And that's all you want in your system. And guess what? In the next couple of weeks, you'll be guided, maybe to go to YouTube and look up those different things that are good for you. Maybe you're in a bookstore, or maybe you're buying a book online and Mighty I Am Presence directs you to that. This is how this works. This is what happens. And, you just have to keep tapping into yourself and asking presence for guidance and assistance to help you. And presence will go about assisting you on your path of light. So this is Tammy Dennis with Destiny, the Open Door, and our Spiritual Life Teachings. Signing off. I bid you good day. Anywhere you are in the world. God bless you. Love and light to you. Namaste.